The fluorescent lights of Riverside Mart hummed faintly above the aisles, their glow reflecting against polished tiles that smelled faintly of bleach. It was a busy Saturday morning, the type where cash registers rang like church bells and impatient customers pushed carts as if racing in a derby. The store manager, Linda Carmichael, strutted through the aisles with the self-importance of a monarch. Every employee knew the echo of her clicking heels meant one thing: straighten up, keep your head down, and pray she didn't notice you. Linda thrived on authority. She wasn't just a manager. She fancied herself a gatekeeper of appearances. In her mind, her store wasn't just a retail outlet. It was an extension of her pride, and she had strict rules about who looked appropriate in it. She noticed everything: rumpled shirts, untied shoelaces, hair out of place, and she had no problem embarrassing employees or customers in front of everyone. She mistook cruelty for discipline, prejudice for professionalism. That was when she spotted Naomi. Naomi had walked into Riverside Mart quietly, her hood pulled up over her braids, her hands shoved into her pockets. To the outside world, she looked like any other customer. Mid-20s, tall, athletic build, skin smooth like polished mahogany. But to Linda, the hoodie was a red flag. To Linda, a black woman in a hoodie spelled trouble before a single word was exchanged. Linda's lips curled. She adjusted her blazer and marched across the floor, making a beeline for Naomi, who was simply walking toward the produce section. Customers glanced at Linda, already bracing for her trademark spectacle. "Excuse me," Linda said loudly, cutting Naomi off before she could reach the apples. "This is a place of business. We don't tolerate loitering or suspicious behavior." Naomi froze. She turned slowly, pulling her hood down just enough for her sharp eyes to meet Linda's. "I'm here to shop, same as everyone else." Linda scoffed, folding her arms. "Shop? In that?" She gestured at Naomi's hoodie as if it were contraband. "We have a dress code. People don't come into my store dressed like they're about to rob the place." The air around them tightened. Customers paused mid-step. One of the cashiers, a young kid named Eddie, winced behind his register. Naomi's jaw flexed, but her voice remained calm. "I didn't realize a hoodie disqualified me from buying groceries." Linda smirked, satisfied with the attention she was drawing. "Listen, sweetheart, I know your type. You come in here with your hood up, looking for trouble. We've had issues before, and I won't tolerate it today. If you don't leave right now, I'll have security escort you out." The words rang through the aisles, bouncing off the sterile walls. Some customers looked away, embarrassed for Naomi. Others whispered, their eyes shifting between the two women like spectators at a boxing match. Naomi took a deep breath. She could feel her heart pounding, not from shame, but from the familiar sting of being judged without cause. She pulled her hood all the way down, revealing her full face, her steady gaze, her braided hair tied neatly, her posture radiating dignity. "You don't know my type," she said evenly, "but you're about to." For a moment, the tension broke with a nervous laugh from a bystander, but Linda was unshaken. "Security!" she called out, her voice sharp like glass. "Get this woman out!" The store guard, a lanky man named Carl, walked over reluctantly. He knew Linda's reputation. He also knew Naomi wasn't doing anything wrong. Still, he looked at her apologetically. "Ma'am, maybe it's better if you—" "No!" Naomi cut in. Her voice wasn't loud, but it carried weight. She reached into her pocket slowly, deliberately, and pulled out a slim leather folder. The kind professionals carried, but not just any professionals. She flipped it open and held it out for Carl to see. His eyes widened. He stepped back immediately. Oh my God." "What?" Linda demanded, craning her neck to see. "What is it?" Naomi snapped the folder shut before Linda could peek. She slipped it back into her pocket, her face unreadable. "I think you'll regret how you spoke to me today," she said quietly. Linda rolled her eyes, trying to shake off the unease creeping over her. Pathetic, she muttered to herself. She turned back to her staff, barking orders louder than before, needing to reassert her dominance. Yet somewhere deep in her gut, the silence Naomi left behind unsettled her more than any shouting match could have. That night, while Linda sat in her office counting receipts, she received a call. It wasn't from her district supervisor, nor from corporate. It was from someone higher than she had ever expected. The voice on the other end was calm, commanding, and direct. "Miss Carmichael, we need to discuss an incident that occurred in your store today." Linda's heart stuttered. She straightened in her chair, forcing authority back into her tone. "Yes, of course, but who exactly am I speaking with?" The voice paused, as if savoring the moment. Then came the answer that made Linda's blood cold. "This is Naomi Blake, your new district owner." Linda's pen slipped from her hand, clattering against the desk. For a long moment, Linda sat frozen in her chair, the receiver pressed against her ear, her throat too tight to speak. Her mind raced back to the hoodie, the braids, the cool defiance in Naomi's eyes. The customer she had dismissed as suspicious now revealed herself as something much more, someone with real power. Finally, Linda managed to croak, "District owner?" Naomi's voice came calm, almost gentle, but laced with steel. "Yes, Riverside Mart is under new ownership as of 2 weeks ago. My family's investment group acquired all regional stores. I haven't had the chance to visit each location yet, but your treatment today gave me every reason to start with you." The words landed like a gavel slamming down in a courtroom. Linda's breath came quick and shallow. "Miss Blake, I had no idea—" "That much is clear," Naomi interrupted, her tone still level but unflinching. "But here's the thing, Miss Carmichael. Whether you knew who I was or not doesn't excuse what you said. You publicly humiliated a customer based on the color of her skin and the clothes she wore. Do you understand the weight of that? Do you understand the risk you've just placed on this brand?" Linda clutched the desk, her knuckles white. For years she had gotten away with her sharp tongue, her prejudices disguised as professionalism. No one ever called her out with authority. Until now. "Please," Linda stammered, it was a misunderstanding. I thought—" "You thought wrong," Naomi snapped. "You thought your assumptions mattered more than my dignity. You thought your power in that store made you untouchable. But here's what you didn't think about. Your actions cost us customers today. People witness that scene. People talk. And when they talk, our reputation suffers." Linda tried to breathe, but each inhale felt like swallowing nails. I can fix this. I'll apologize. "You'll do more than apologize," Naomi cut in, her voice growing sharper. "I don't just want words. I want action. I want accountability. And I want to see if you're capable of something more than arrogance." There was a silence so heavy that Linda felt it pressing down on her chest. Finally, Naomi spoke again. "Tomorrow morning, before the doors open, be at the store. Don't be late." The line went dead. The next morning, Linda arrived earlier than she ever had in her career. The parking lot was empty, except for a sleek black SUV parked near the entrance. Naomi stood beside it, wearing a tailored suit that fit her like armor. She carried no shopping bags today, no hoodie. She carried presents. "Miss Blake," Linda began, forcing a tight smile as she approached. "Save it," Naomi said flatly, unlocking the store and striding inside. Linda followed, her heels clicking against the floor, though she felt more like a scolded child than a manager. They walked through the quiet aisles, fluorescent lights humming above, until they reached the center of the store. Naomi stopped, turned, and faced her. This place, Naomi said, her eyes sweeping across the displays, will serve people, all people, not just the ones who fit into your narrow idea of who belongs. Yesterday, you turned it into a stage for your prejudice. Today, you're going to do something you've never done before. You're going to listen. Linda swallowed hard. Yes, ma'am. For the next hour, Naomi spoke, not about herself, but about the community, about customers who saved every penny to feed their families, about teenagers who wore hoodies not because they were criminals, but because they were kids, about single mothers who came here in sweatpants after double shifts, about dignity, respect, and the responsibility of a store to reflect the community it served. Every word felt like a stone in Linda's chest. She thought of the countless people she had sneered at over the years, the young black men she had shadowed with suspicion, the immigrant mothers she had treated as nuisances, the employees she had humiliated publicly. She realized, perhaps for the first time, that she had been running her store like a gatekeeper, not a manager. Finally, Naomi handed her a set of keys. Linda blinked in confusion. What is... The master keys, Naomi said. This store is no longer under your control, Miss Carmichael. I've arranged for you to step down as manager, effective immediately. You are being reassigned. Her face drained of color. Reassigned? Yes, to floor duty. Stocking shelves, running registers, cleaning aisles. You will be under the authority of a new manager. Consider this an opportunity to learn humility, the kind you never practiced. Her voice shook. You're demoting me. No, Naomi said firmly, her eyes locked on hers. I'm giving you a choice. You can quit, walk away, and carry your arrogance somewhere else, or you can stay, take responsibility, and learn what it means to serve with respect. The decision is yours. There was a silence again, broken only by the faint hum of the lights. Linda stared at the keys in her hand, her pride crumbling piece by piece. For the first time, she had no retort, no cutting remark, no smug defense. She looked up at Naomi, and in her eyes she saw not just authority, but something deeper. Justice, sharpened by experience. I'll stay, she whispered. Naomi gave a single nod. Good. Then remember this moment, because every time you hold those keys, you're holding the trust of people you once dismissed. Don't forget it. When the doors opened that morning, customers poured in as usual. They saw Naomi walking the aisles with quiet authority, speaking to employees with respect, and they saw Linda, not strutting, not barking orders, but stocking cans, head lowered, the weight of her own past pressing heavy on her shoulders. Word spread quickly. Customers who had once avoided Riverside Mart returned. Employees who had lived in fear began to breathe easier. And as weeks passed, something remarkable happened. The store began to thrive, not because of its sales, but because its heart had changed. And through it all, Naomi never raised her voice, never sought revenge through cruelty. She didn't need to. Her power came from something Linda never understood until it was too late. The black woman in the hoodie, the woman Linda once tried to throw out, now held the store's future in her hands. And Linda, stripped of arrogance, could do nothing but serve under her.